The honorable judges and audiences, this is the Prime Minister of the House. This House would block ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections. Before start, the Speaker will declare the definitions of the motion. This House means the government, Indonesian government. Ex-corruptors means people who have been imprisoned for using state money or state assets to enrich themselves. The government would block people who have been imprisoned for using state money to enrich themselves from running in legislative elections. Almost every year in Indonesia there are state officials who are caught and imprisoned for corruption cases. These motions arises because of the awareness of the government and the public about the impact of corruption that is detrimental to the state. Of course, this is detrimental to the state because trillions of rupiah that should have been disbursed for the benefit of the people have instead been corrupted for personal or individual interests. And that's why the government would block ex-corruptors from running in the legislative election. The government would block ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections, and these are the reasons. Blocking ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections can restore the level of public trust and participation to the government. Corruption, of course, has an impact on reducing public trust in the government. Executive Director of Indonesian Survey Institute, Jayadi Hanan, in his survey asks how serious the central government is against the corruption. It was found that the tendency of the public to assess the seriousness of the government decreased from 96% to 56%. Meanwhile, the group of citizens who stated that the government was not serious increased from 19% in 2009 to 2018, to 31% in 2020. This shows a decrease in the level of participation and public trust in the government. Public trust in the government will decrease more if we allow ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections. We all know that public trust and participation is very important in the government. The government will have many difficulties in running the country if it has lost respect from the people. For example, democratic activities will not work if no people participate or only a few people participate in it. Therefore, the government would block ex-corruptors from running the legislative elections. Block ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections can save state finances. In 2012, research report on the cost of handling general criminal cases at Indonesian prosecutors' office during the period of 2012, the money saved from corruption cases was around 300 billion rupiah and 500,000 US dollar. From this data, we can see the possibility that the government can save state finances by blocking ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections. This happened because the ex-corruptors have lost the possibility and opportunity to re-corrupt. Therefore, the government would block ex-corruptors from running in the legislative elections. And third, blocking ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections can reduce the possibility of the poor getting poorer. We all know that corruption can occur in any sector. The arrest of Rudy Rubiandini, the head of SKK of Migas, is proof that corruption can occur in various sectors. The existence of corruption in this important sector has forced the public to pay for the increase in fuel prices on the grounds that the state budget will be in deficits if prices are not increased. People who are already poor will get poorer because they are forced to pay a high price because of this corruption. Just imagine that uh, this corruption like this happen in other important sector of the country, surely it will be very detrimental to the country and also make the poor people suffer even more. Therefore, the government would block ex-corruptors from running in the legislative elections. This will reduce the possibility of the poor getting poorer because ex-corruptors no longer have the opportunity to commit corruptions in government institutions. For all these reasons, blocking ex-corruptors from running in legislative elections is important. Thank you.
Living in a castle on a beach, drinking sun.